Alright, well, welcome back. We are here for episode 2 of the Ryzom Let's Play, and we're going to go ahead and get started here. So I know I primarily did pipe videos, and as I talked about a little bit in the last episode I uploaded, by the way, apologies for all the quality problems. I think I've got the recording software squared away, so it's not a problem there, which means after I've recorded this I can spend as long as need be getting things squared away in the rendering process to make sure that's all up to date and where it needs to be. But there will still be pipe videos, there will be brewing videos, Linux videos, videos for ham radio as I branch out a little bit. When I got into YouTubing, the whole 6 or 7 videos, whatever it is ago, it was primarily inspired by the YouTube pipe community because I've been watching a lot of them for a while. But as I said in the beginning of the last video, if I'm going to do a channel about me, then it's going to have to cycle with me as I pick up and put down obsessions, which happens pretty frequently. And it's not that I stop smoking a pipe. I just have 3 pipes a week instead of 3 pipes a day. And I'm probably going to try and get some kind of schedule going for you YouTube guys on the pipe community and do like a Sunday smoke, like stuffing things or something like that. And I will prefix all my videos. This one and the last one are prefixed gaming, so if you don't really want to watch this content, you can skip over it. You're not going to hurt my feelings. Pipe videos specifically will be titled YTPC. And other videos will have the appropriate title there. You'll get used to the scheme as we go along. But let's get back here to the game. There may be some audio crop up in the background. I've got a buddy who's streaming on Twitch, and I'm trying to do too many things at once, but that's fine. So in our last episode, we talked to the scary lady with the sword, and we got a mission to go kill some poor helpless Yubos. And then she said we needed to go talk to the trainer. We did that. I went over the basics of that, so let's come back over here and see, what she has for us now. And Hunters and Prey 2. This may be a little laggy. I'm uploading the previous episode while I'm recording this one, so it may be a little choppy at times, and then of course when Twitch starts up that'll impact it as well. Right now it's not too bad. I can deal with that. Locate the prey before the hunt. You're going to hear that from time to time. I also vape, and I get cranky without my vitamin N, so. Okay. Now, I realized in the last video I scrolled through a bunch of these and you probably couldn't see them because of the video quality. But she's got a little dialogue here. Wow, twice in a row. And it's basically just saying, we don't mindlessly go kill things. There's a purpose, yada yada yada. The PG rating aspect of the game, in my opinion. And then now she's talking about examining an area, which is something. Yeah. I can explain on the way. Okay. My compass is updated, showing again the distance, what my target is, and where it's located. It's off in this direction, so off we go. So one of the neat things about Ryzom is, like most games, it has, quote, mobs, which is considered any animal or thing like these Yubos, or something you can attack. A resource could probably be considered one, but for the most part it's animals and creatures. And then you've got your NPCs and you've got your players. NPC stands for non-playable character, or non-player character, depending on who you speak to. It's like the woman we were just talking to. They're there, they have these little milk run quests, or who knows what. Oh, I'm thinking of the wrong quest. So, one of the neat things about Ryzom is the mobs. Some of them in particular, these have a migration pattern, and they have behaviors that follow the seasons. There are definable seasons in game, and they change the behavior of some of the mobs. Okay, so we're supposed to stay here and watch them. And there's a little timer right here telling me how long I have to stand still. but this is more or less teaching new players to the game that you have these migration patterns, you have interactions where sometimes you'll have, okay, large herbivores with thick skin, they're peaceful but strong in appearance. They interact with other mobs. There are some mobs that will attack passive mobs without much provocation, just as a feeding cycle, and all of this is built into the game code, of course, so there's not much you can do to change it. But they want new players to be aware so that, what in the hell are you doing? Messing up, that's what you're doing. You're supposed to watch them, not murder them. At least this time. Hopefully you haven't broken my quest. Nope, I just have to hide here and watch you destroy them. That's cool too. But that's the whole point in this quest, is to teach you that that exists, and it is helpful. Not in this particular instance, but there are some creatures we'll run into later. And it's back to Miss Gutierre, or Gutierre, or whatever, to report my findings. There are some mobs in the game that are aggressive by nature. They will automatically attack the player if you wander into their area. And you don't even have to mess with them. Just your presence annoys them, and they'll come after you. It's pretty common in most video games. There's something like that. But the whole point of the mission is to teach you that that is in place in this game. A little deeper and a little more interesting, in my opinion, than in a lot of games. Like I said, those Bodoc will... Here, let me pull the map up. This will help give you an idea of the scope. How big can I make this? Pretty damn big. I like that. Let's go here. So, can you hear? Oh yeah. I think that's about the one right there. Okay, so we're down here in the ranger camp, if you will. It's a marker I can select if I get lost. Those creatures we just watched will migrate from here all the way back through here and back. And that is about 3 minutes of running in player time. It's a pretty good distance. It's almost a kilometer, quote, in-game distance. And that's just here in the starter world, which is really tiny. It's really big for a starting area, but in comparison to the mainland and the rest of the game, it is tiny. But it's pretty good size in reality. And looks like my screen is coming up, so there may be some noise here in the background. Okay. And for those of you interested, if you skip through something and realize you screwed up and you need to go back and look at it, you can look at these signs next to each of the, she is the fight mission giver. These signs will give you all the dialogue that she went through, more or less, and you can review it at your leisure. We've done with that, and I finished scout. Yeah, 2 levels for that one. Holy shit. I will try to edit out some of those big long drags on the vape. I imagine as close to that mic as it is that it's probably fairly obnoxious, especially if you're using headphones, so I'll do what I can to fix that. It would appear my buddy is playing some Rocket League and streaming from his Xbox. Okay, she's just explaining everything I just explained, only much shorter and concise, and it probably made more sense. So if you decide to give the game a try, definitely read through the dialogue the first time. Okay, I've got to answer it real quick. Real just text me again. Okay, that should keep him satisfied for a while. Next mission is Hunters and Prey 3. Gather the results of the hunt. And to be honest, I'm not going to keep track of time. So if this video cuts off somewhere, it's because I went back to edit it, couldn't find a reasonable breaking point, and said, screw it, we're going to clip it right here, because I am probably just going to let this recording go and cut it up into 2 or 3 episodes later, because if I keep stopping to edit, I'm not going to get any playtime. It's 4 in the morning for me right now. I'm East Coast US, and I can do this, and then tomorrow I'll chop it up and start uploading them, probably at 1 per day kind of thing. So, like I said, if you leave comments and I'm not taking them to heart or even talking about them, sorry. I'm doing a block of recording. I'll probably do this weekly. That way I get some time to do this and share this with those who care to watch and still play for myself. So she's talking about, we have another mission. The camp needs, quote, food. So we have to go hunt some of those Bodocs we were just studying, the big dinosaur-looking critters. And they are not super easy. It is highlighted on my map now the place they are, and they're some distance off, so I'm going to engage the auto run, which if you've ever played an MMO, you're probably familiar with. I'm not touching keys right now, it's just running. If I run into this tree, it'll bump me out of the way a little bit. And that's incredibly useful for the long haul travels, to go from where I'm at, right here on the map, over to here is almost 2 full kilometers, and it takes about 6 or 7 minutes of time running through the game. So what many people do is they'll set themselves up on a path where they know they won't encounter any hostile critters. There's a target right there. And they'll just set the auto run. They'll go get a cup of coffee or whatever. The mission dialogue up there says, this Bodoc is perfect for you. You can almost taste the sweet steak already. So we're going to engage and trade punches with this horned beast, despite the fact that we are in our underwear wielding a kitchen knife. It's okay though, because after this I believe we get an axe, so we'll let it go. Oh, that was outstanding. I'm watching the stream, so you're going to hear random comments. As you see, here's the mob's health, and it's a little under half. Here's my health, right around 3/4. All in, we're not doing too bad against a level 8 mob, and it's displayed right there. And of course I've got the system info inputted in my user chat. So in user I will see all of the chats I care about. Need to change this. And if I talk in here, it will talk in the region chat, which will cover the whole of anyone playing in this area, which is fine by me. I am all the way down to 79 hit points, so I'm going to go ahead and hit my self-heal life. That restored. How much? I healed for 100 points. Okay, not too bad. We're going to quarter him. I obtained 2 plain forest Bodoc meat of the appropriate quality for my mission, so now I don't have to get 8, I have to get 6. And I suppose since I said something about it, I should talk about it. Now, I don't know how well this will show up in the video, even if it renders well, but here are the items in my bag, and you'll have the brief descriptor here, you'll have a nice description out here, what you can craft with it, and then a quantity in the bottom left corner, so times 3 for that, which is a basic UBO eye. And then down here in the bottom right corner is a little blue number, bluish, that represents the quality of the material. And the quality ranges, I believe, from 1 to 300. And then there are modifiers like plain, fine, basic, exceptional, things like that. The crafting system is very deep in this game. If you want to be a spot-on crafter and dedicate all of your time to just learning that system, you could enjoy the game and do that. I will not. But there is that. And I just realized I do have some generic materials, but I don't believe I have any crafting patterns. But I'm going to look. Okay, that's nice. You can illuminate your surroundings by pressing L. I don't ever need to see that again. I already knew that. You guys didn't. I can do that and light up the area. But I set a quality, so I had to give a moment there and explain what that is. And I know we're in the middle of a quest, but I'm going to switch from my dagger here to my refugee armor crafting tool. I'm going to select Furos armor crafting, and then I'll have to select what I want to craft. So really quickly, all I have available is armor crafting. I have to learn other crafting, for example, melee weapons or jewelry. I have to buy that ability, and then I have to buy each plan. So here is a crafting plan for basic quality light boots, which means I can make light boots up to quality 10. That's basic. And I have to select a material for the clothing, the lining, the stuffing, and the armor clip. If I come in here and look at the basic yabo tooth, don't ask me why this is considered a lining, but one of the craft options here is ammo jacket or lining. So I could use that material to make my boots. I don't have a clothing material, so I'm going to use this generic that you start out with. I will use the one tooth and some generic for the lining, generic for the stuffing, and generic for the clip. And actually, you know what? I'm going to remove that tooth because it actually was a lower quality material than all of this generic stuff, so it was going to give me an absolute crap set of boots. There, I can craft a quality 10 set, no kind of modifiers, it's just better than running around barefoot. So make the item, crafting, wait, oh yeah, you made it. And it tells me it was a success and that I gained experience in craft. I'm going to take those. If I now look at my inventory, I have basic Hoban boots of durability, which is your basic light armor class for Furos crafted things. And I am going to equip them in place of those quality 1 boots. There we go. My buddy over here is going on about something. Not really sure what, but he's got that under control. So now I've got some better boots equipped. I'm going to switch back to my dagger because we have some more Bodoc to go after. And there is another sweet, succulent, suckling Bodoc. And we're going to have at it. This also gave us plenty of time to heal almost back to full health as I talked and yacked about that, and my heal life spell has reset itself. It takes 2 minutes after I use it to cool down, quote, before I can go back to using it. So, while these two are slugging it out on screen, I'm going to take a hit and watch this game that I can't remember what it's called now. Rocket League. We are down to 80 points of health, and he is not, so I'm going to switch over to the increased damage attack and self-heal. Oh wow, that was much more effective. Go ahead and quarter. I always quarter because if I don't use the resources for crafting, I can later use them to sell and earn a few dappers, which is the currency of Ryzom. I'm going to go after another suckling Bodoc, only this time we're going to go straight in with the increased damage attack. And I can actually stack all of that onto my default attack, but I suspect I'll want to cut the episode before I get to that point, so I'll wait until an appropriate time to talk about that. Let's actually see where we're at. Holy crap, we are already 20 minutes into this, so I'll tell you what I'll do. Finish this quest and run back to camp, and then we should be in position to begin the next one. This is a nice, big, nasty looking, docile Bodoc. I'm not messing with that guy. He's quite a bit bigger, he does quite a bit more damage, and despite the fact that he is a much lower level than the one I'm attacking, he would screw me up right now. And he's passive, so he'll just stand here and watch as I slaughter his buddy. He won't get too upset about it. Although he appears to be stuck between my fighting and those trees, and that, I imagine, is mildly infuriating. It would appear my buddy is in between games. I believe he said, out of the corner of my ear, I believe I heard that he was switching to Skyrim. So we probably only have to get one more of these guys. I have looted 6 Bodoc meat, and I need 2 more. I'm feeling ballsy. We're at half health, but we're going to go ahead. Our self-heal spell just reset. So I think we've got this one. Although he has taken a chunk out of my health. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I need to change that because that will get me killed. This here, this, and you can drag these. Like if I want taunt to be 9, I'll just drag it over and drop it at 9. I prefer to keep it at 3 and self-heal at 4. That's just me. Again, that's a personal preference thing. You can set that up however you please. That's why it's so easy to manipulate. And we'll just order that up. And now we can head back to town. So engage yield auto run, even though we're not that far, just so I have to pay a little less attention to it. And we've got this going. Where is my guy? I thought he was switching over to Skyrim, but it still says he's offline. And before anybody asks, if anybody ever asks, I don't know if I'll be streaming to Twitch. I am kind of on the YouTube game. I just got on board with that, and I don't really feel like learning something totally new. Now, we'll go ahead and turn in this here quest. Give 1 item, and it's actually 8 items, but I'm giving her the Bodoc meat we harvested for camp since it was, so low on food. It gained me another level. I'm up to 9 now. And we're going to cut episode 2 right there, and I will see you here in a minute for episode 3 because the screen we're on is the screen we need.